My rap, half-past holocaust. Full moon is out, so I'm flipping my blazing, y'all. Leaves crackling, howls in the wind, grin up on my face. These thoughts off in my mind, time brings about another murder case. That might make them stains, split them brains. Can't limping, I ain't tripping, I'm just psycho. If you drop your guard, I'll kill you, feel me. Slowly as I grip the endo, smoke my yoki, calling my name. Hollering out premeditated murder, but yo, losing blank. Hidden wisdom, me, it be another day at the office, fool. Man, look, you know you can't get out, so step up on me, dude. My click is thick, you tricks dick, but still you get no fucking thing. Trying to catch me slipping with no design, but I got my shine. All you buster boys on my nutsack better make me wait. Dead in the grave where you fall when I start to spray. I lay niggas up on they business, thinking they can test this beat. Running up, I give a weak ass nigga one chance, then I'm blasting. Man, see, you know I'm full of fun. Smoking weed, chopping yayo. Reaching for my man, see, you know I'm full of fun.
Fuck is that? That look like some type of interdimensional entity. Y'all see that? That's like altering. Wonder that, you know, I remember years ago, I was told, you know, I saw a girl that got caught up in the same curse as I, but she wasn't lucky either, where she ended up in the hell room. She was Mexican. I did an article here on her. Fuck is that? That look like some type of interdimensional entity. Y'all see that? That's like altering. Wonder that, you know, I remember years ago, I was told, you know, I saw a girl that got caught up in the same curse as I, but she wasn't lucky either, where she ended up in the hell room. She was Mexican. I did an article here on her. Remember a third. I swear there was a third, but I don't remember. When they make it out, I saw a bunch of people outside of it, including a young Hispanic lady who runs this Santa Muerte shop, who had a pleasant aura around her. I didn't see anything or feel anything negative. She looked, I think her aura was yellow at the time when I saw it, and she released this yellow canary bird. And she was looking up, and she had a lot of life in her. And my friend posited, he can see, but I don't think that he's really that good at the gift of discernment. Because see, when you open up your third eye too much, you know, like in his case, his third eye is way too open, it kind of creates an imbalance, and you know, you see shit, but you don't have that discernment, that intuitive discernment, that having your crown chakra opens you up to having. So I saw her release the yellow canary, into the sky. And the first sense that came to my mind was that she was trying to rescue, maybe perhaps rescue the young girl and help her out. And I just saw a little purple thing in my hand just now. Because both, my crown and my third eye is open. Even though I got like a few more kinks to work on it. But that poor child, I don't know if she's still alive or not, the little fat Hispanic girl, has a hellish ass afterlife to look forward to. See, people be thinking this shit is a motherfucking game. It ain't no motherfucking joke. At the end of the day, when you get picked up to become a sacrifice, that's your happy ass. And again, like in the case of Christopher Case, who after a week lost his life, if something coming for your ass, you fucks. That being said, from what I understand, she was holding up a yellow canary. I saw a young woman that owns a Santa Muerte shop. Something wrong with this as well. Eyes look like the iris. In MacArthur Park. I heard she has to drink just to feed. Yeah, I'll do that with a lot
Sorry
of
about that
spirits.
cough drop.
There.
But
Banana wine. With that being
I swear I
said,
just saw him.
the young lady held up a yellow canary,
Well, I'm almost
and I never
home now,
forgot
baby,
that.
so I'm going to talk to you
I heard that I'm
maybe
trapped in her
tomorrow
room,
or
and
the
that's
day
supposed to be
after.
one of
You
her
hear?
colors, but
All
I was
right.
using
Take care,
125 hertz
Mama.
the other day to free
All
myself from
right.
the hell room, so
Bye.
there's just some food for thought. That being said, from what I understand, she was holding up a yellow canary. I saw a young woman that owns a Santa Muerte shop. Something wrong with this as well. Eyes look like the iris. In MacArthur Park. I heard she has to drink just to feed. Yeah, I'll do that with a lot of spirits. I got homemade wine in there. Banana wine. With that being said, the young lady held up a yellow canary, and I never forgot that. And I heard that I'm trapped in her room, and that's supposed to be one of her colors, but I was using 125 hertz the other day to free myself from her hell realm, so there's just some food for thought. That shit is not a balloon, because balloons don't just fly from over here and then descend into the sky like that. And that motherfucker's actually coming back. I saw something else glow. The motherfucker's about to come back, and now it looks like it's going all the way up. I know I shouldn't fuck with this because I got this shit on me, but this here, it's actually good for you. Tastes a lot like the wine my aunt Beverly gave me as a kid. Never forgot that. I used to drink beer with my dad too when he would mow the lawn. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and start doing this video. Anyways, it's so frustrating dealing with this stupid ass fucking shit day in and day out. You know, like I said, as I said with my family, going back to August the 22nd, 2022, our consciousness is really fucked up because I let my guard down. I drunk that because that puts your etheric walls back together. I got a shitty ass fucking spirit team. To make a long story short, they were all like, "Oh, you're not gonna stay." It is some, it's always just we gotta rebuild you, and you know, if it's really an emergency, I heard in certain timelines where I'm getting pulled into Santa Muerte's realm. From what I understand, I got pulled into her hell realm. Use 125 hertz. Supposedly, all of my shit is in that woman's consciousness, and she's moving it out. After I let my guard down, I was gonna drink that along with gin, and I can't complete that because gin pulls in your ancestors because it's gonna be too fucking much. But to make a long story short, I feel her talking all in my consciousness and everything. It's exacerbating having to deal with this stupid shit. Because I feel like I got to put my fucking life on hold. It was, from what I understand, there was a guy, I was doing stupid shit and I was walking around topless and all of that. Just because I was, getting stronger. That's the fucked up thing about having people's car replaced on you. I had my whole entire soul consciousness taken out, by the way. But anyways, and I felt it physically. You use 17, 14, 17, 15 hertz to get it back. See, use 694, 695 hertz to see where it is in the spirit plane. I mean, you can always get this shit back. There's 3517, 3571 hertz. I was using 1150 hertz, trying to get my shit back. 1115 hertz is another one. I felt like she just swallowed, parts of my soul consciousness so I can't get it back. Very evil motherfucker. And it's funny when I get ready to do videos and they're like, it's really, they start to really get on, resolving the issues. Like I said, I have a piece of shit ass spirit team. Anyways, to make a long story short, I was told that when somebody with some nasty wetback that called the police, from what I understand, I shouldn't have done that, given what I saw the other day, that bitch, going back to May the 1st, 2024, it's about keeping timelines in mind where it's about keeping timelines in mind where, I keep hearing this woman, I think her name is Cassandra Nunez or Christy Nunez, Maria Blanco. I'm trying to find out what her lower self name is. Vargas, Martinez, Paraffin, Televez, all of this stupid ass shit. To make a long fucking story short, I really need to find out, but it's more than just that. I saw in the spirit plane this old ass wetback bitch. Knew she had sacrificed me. It was her higher self, and she fully knew and said, I don't care where I'm getting all this shit from, just as long as I keep getting blessings. From what I understand, she on the precipice of becoming a millionaire. And I had my connection. I'm going to say something else as well. I had my connection to God taken out my fucking head. And I've been, trying to get that back. You can use 17, 14, 17, 15 hertz. I've been playing 3002 hertz to try to get shit back. Now my spirit team, quote unquote, is fucking working. I'm so sick of dealing with this shit and hearing this motherfucking shit, and being a prisoner to this shit. There's ways to resolve it. I remember one time Barry Salmon at U694, 695 Hertz to C was able to get her real self in the spirit plane. Like I said, I saw my head next to a black cube, which means you're dead. I heard my body as well. This bitch keeps trying to destroy all my entity attachments so I get pulled into Santa Muerte's realm. It's. Anyways, with that being said, and I felt her push it. It's always just antagonizing me to keep me from getting, certain shit back. Anyways, I was told the wetback around here had called the police. Ice is in order for somebody. Anyways, at 866-877-2423. Anyways, when he called them, they made a weird comment where, and I heard it too when talking to a friend of mine's, a supposed friend, over the phone. I was told about his thoughts about Santa Muerte and all of that, and she a taupe, and, I saw in the spirit plane she took a lot of Bear Insanity shit along with mine. With that being said, this wetback bitch keeps destroying my shit. She's propelled under La Katrina Calavera. She's not supposed to exist because she's a thought form. And, that causes a lot of problems. I heard that she was going to do something with this frequency as well to fucking fuck it up and block it. And I feel her moving around my entity attachments and shit. She got rid of a lot of my little roach spirits that was helping. 125 Hertz. I pulled a rape victim out of her realm. I saw her using a 2-year-old child driving around in a van or something to steal people. Kidnap souls, pull them, I'm one of them into her hell realm and all that shit. I'm going to say something right now. That's why it's best to just put shit on blast. She took all of my soul consciousness. I felt like the spine, every motherfucking thing. But you can use 3517 Hertz to, pull it back. From what I understand, she put it into her consciousness or some entity. I got to figure it out. With that being said, the guy got a call. Very similar to what, happened with the guy day after I got soul swapped at that place. He got a call from somebody through static, saying, this dude who fucking went back and called the police got a call from somebody, when he called the police, they were saying something to the effect of, okay, we got her, we're going to try to get her, we've been trying to get her for a very long time. We're going to pull her into Santa Muerte's hell realm or something. You can use 694, 695 Hertz to see. She's going to use it against me, but I'm going to tell you how to defeat her and destroy her. You can use frankincense and myrrh. I've been using that. Frankincense and myrrh. Black tourmaline. And 2160 Hertz. And that's... I heard she was going to use all of that shit against me or something, make it turn against me. So be careful of that. She needs to be taken off the astral map because something like that, I'm going to say this right now, the problem with her is she is not a standalone entity. She's a thought form. She gets her energy off La Katrina Calavera, who was a sacrifice. From what I understand, it was a poor young woman. And I heard she tried to make me. I don't deal with that shit. You can use 125 Hertz to pull her out of that hell realm. It was a young woman, indigenous woman, who had flounced the sexual advances of Frida Carlisle's husband here. Big old fat nasty motherfucker. And from what I understand, I mean, it goes back to the fact that their creator God, Quetzalcoatl, was shapeshifted into a white man. And with that being said, that's why they worship. It ain't got nothing to do with no colonialism. That's why they worship white skin to this day. I talk about that, proselytize that all the fucking time. It's a fucking shame. With that being said, this is some fucked up shit. Anyways, as I was saying before, I've been, drinking a lot of orange juice that I made to recover. With that being said, the problem with her is, I'm going to just say it like this. I heard in the spirit plane, part of the rules is she's not supposed to exist. You have to be an autonomous entity, like a Baron Samedi or Batala Yemeya. I respect that. Oladumare, who's the blueprint for the God Industrial Complex. It's another thing, too, she had attacked, because he's part of my bloodline, Anubis, Ra. And from what I understand, the Illuminati is controlling my fucking consciousness, going back to that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. I had Jehoshaphat steal a lot of my shit. From what I understand, I got like a Marbart. I want to drop the docs really, really bad. These nigga bitches here With that being said, it's like a conspiracy, a bunch of evil ass motherfucking spirits that's just colliding together. Jehoshaphat, it's Mark Bartlett, whatever the fuck his name is. I almost want to tell the whole story of Ilegua, but no, not right now, because this is some unfair, evil ass shit that I'm dealing with. This is some, it's fucking bullshit. But with that being said, I feel this bitch like taking over my entire consciousness, putting entity attachments, removing shit, reincarnating out my soul. It's scary. I've been playing certain frequencies, 3002 hertz, 295 hertz to get my shit back. I had Anubis who, like I say, he's part of my bloodline. I had her try to remove him along with Nefertiti, who she took over her conscious. It's a lot of like spirit work I gotta fucking do on myself. It's exacerbating, and I feel like all this shit is really fucking simple shit that could be dealt with if I had a competent, caring spirit team. But now I'm getting a call from one of these fucking weirdos. It's connected to all of this shit, but this Maria Paraffin, this Cassandra Nunez or something, she got to be dealt with. With that being said, I was looking at things on the face of it. And with that being said, I was looking at these women, they living their lives, they living off of me as a sacrifice. They were 300 million and all of that. They got helipads. And I'm living in fucking hell. Look at how fucked up my face looks. That's not, again, I work out. I haven't droned except, yesterday in many, many years. Say Jim brings back your ancestors. You still physically pick this up. I'm not, I've even had enemies like the Illuminati come in and act like they're going to help so that I can stay under their curses. I'm not tolerating that shit. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with that. I'm being shown some really fucked up shit. That's why it's hard to, pin them down. They've been kidnapping my parents, Napoleon Williams Jr., Linda Williams Jr. in that timeline, decimating them. You can use 3517 hertz, to put spirit bodies back together, along with 117 hertz combined with 800 hertz. Those are really good frequencies to put your spirit body back together. Like I said before, I'm looking at this shit on the surface. Like I said, I really wish I had a ride and die spirit team that actually gave a fuck. Simple shit that motherfuckers, like Sadhguru talks about, the inner engineering of your body. Certain things, they're supposed to take care of that shit. And I'm being called incompetent. Motherfuckers walk out simply because I'm not doing their fucking job when they should be doing it. And I'm constantly having my fucking father removed, out of my fucking, she removing them out of my soul, so I don't get any spiritual help since he's my strongest, and since he's the strongest one that's been reaching out to me in that timeline. She's been trying to remove that timeline. They did it yesterday. I had a crucial piece that was removed. Like I said, I try to take, stay as perspicacious as possible, as well as that May the 1st, 2024 timeline, I believe, that got removed, that blocks my connection to the world of the living. And I felt that, like I said, the day after May the 1st, 2024, I was seeing white masks superimposed on people's faces, Aztec, hearing Aztec death whistles and all of that, seeing people down Aztec death mask, seeing what appears to be people sleeping simultaneously in the astral plane while in physical bodies. I would see people asleep then, and I know they weren't on fentanyl, and I know that many people can't be on no fentanyl. I saw that with kids, women, children, and all of that. I saw the Grim Reaper's reflection, in my cell phone. I looked up and I'm like, I felt something reach out. I'm like, it's just too many coincidences. I was shown I got taken out of my body. I saw squiggly lines for timelines. I was seeing, shit with Santa Muerte and all of that. She's going to do something to manipulate that to keep, people in the spirit plane from seeing what's going on. I'm not tolerating this shit anymore. And she needs to be taken the fuck out. I saw the trajectory with this curse with her, and it's going to be no motherfucking joke. She got to fucking go. And it's not just with me. It's what I've seen with other fucking people. I don't really give a fuck about myself more than I'm concerned about, what's going on. And I got all this evil shit that they expect you to do this and do that so you can get what's basically attached to your fucking body back. And it's just unnecessary. I refuse to abide to that shit. I refuse to abide to it. I refuse to, like I said before, I'm looking at things on the face of it, and it's really fucking depressing. Them timelines are fucking real. That August the 22nd, 2022 timeline where I got soul swapped, I heard because my spirit team done ridden me off. They were curses to begin with, a lot of them. A lot of them, like my Archangel Michael, was in it for the power and all of that. Didn't really give a fuck about me. And some of them signed soul contracts, with some fucking wetbacks. I saw her timeline start off at Pacific Palisades. Anyways, with that being said, it just seems fucking preposterous. You got frequencies. I've been playing 12,000 hertz, combined with 1 million hertz to locate her. You can use 12,000 hertz combined with 6,000 hertz to do that as well. That's a very, very effective frequency. With that being said, I'm being shown these timelines, and while these people are living the life of O'Reilly, I'm being set up to, depend on my fucking enemies. I got Santa Muerte, I got the Illuminati, that's the worst of it. Those are some evil motherfuckers. I saw them. I think I had some spirits, try to help as well. Pull my parents, after everything had materialized, into a hell realm so that they could torture them forever. Setting it up. I was seeing visions of my next life. That wetbag bitch kept showing me in dreams, where I'm going to be born in Louisiana, in Cajun country, in the Roach realm, and, having my fucking parents from this life, poor innocent fucking people. Here's my people, Napoleon Williams and Linda Williams Jr. Figure out where the fuck my little brother Brian Williams is, who I did a psychopomp for years ago using a shaman who's ironically under Hecate. And that was another thing too. I had my incarnated God status given back to Hecate and all of that shit. And sent by her, given to her. Her being Sammy was just going to permanently. She's stupid. No, you're supposed to be doing your fucking shit, which is protecting my inner fucking body. You ain't supposed to be playing games with people like this. That nigga's too fucking adversarial. Not this bullshit with this fucking tope, but Santa Muerte. I don't know why anybody would fuck with that. The shit's unstable. You know, I got to tell my whole fucking truth. I saw all the shit, protecting her evil ass, and it's fucking wrong. But anyways, I'm dealing with this shit with Santa. Let me try to articulate. This wetback bitch is the latest to come in. You know, like I say, man, I'm being made to feel fortunate, just as healthy as I am, just to be alive. And relying on fucking enemies that want to sacrifice me. That's a really sad fucking place to be. That's a really fucked up ass sad place to be. You know, and to be told by the motherfuckers that's supposed to put you, you know, back up together. You know, Baron Samedi was the first one to sacrifice me. I'm not gonna lie. You incompetent, you don't deserve your spiritual power. Nigga, you supposed to do what the fuck you supposed to do by me and put me back together. You ain't doing right by fucking God. And that's another thing, too. The Illuminati are under the demiurge. And the demiurge, they answer to Anubis and them. You know, they're under the Egyptian gods who are really aliens. Ra, Isis, who I'm related to here. You know, they have jurisdiction. And there's somebody else I'm trying to think of who they have jurisdiction under as well. I just want to say he kid. I'm not really sure. You know, I heard in the spirit plane I look like a fucking demon and all that shit. Due to their asses. It's something. I remember they were stealing my child consciousness way back in the fucking day. And they turning my dad into a double. You can use 5429 hertz to change somebody back. 5249 hertz. Putting Dubix and putting me under some of the most heaviest ass curses. You know, I mean, I always proselytize 8127 hertz could be used to remove curses, but this is too fucking complex. This is way too fucking complex. You know, that's usually useful at the beginning, you know, when somebody first hits you with one. But this is just, it's gone too fucking deep. I got this wetback bitch all in my soul consciousness, stealing it, putting it in her consciousness and her body in the physical plane. I'm conjecturing going back to that May the 1st, 2024 timeline or wherever, or before that. And she gonna do something to hide that in the spirit plane. You know, putting it in her body. It's just, it's depressing. I'm told, you know, don't tell your story, don't speak your piece, don't get on here. You know, it's a lot that I want to talk about. Knowing I got this, it just feels like an ongoing thing I shouldn't have. You know, I'm looking at President Trump. That's not that man. And the timeline I feel like I'm in, these are some like fucking major virgin whore complex ass motherfuckers. But I'll put you right in your fucking place and show you who's boss. I don't play around. With that being said, I'm looking at him signing executive orders. It all just seems fucking, I don't feel like it's real. It feels like it's in the spirit plane or something. It don't feel real. You know, putting the homeless, you know, making it illegal to be homeless. And I saw, along with the name of the person that's going to do all this shit, be in charge of concentration camps, they're going to start making homeless people work in them concentration camps and killing motherfuckers off. And I've been wanting to talk about that, and I've been wanting to talk about that last week, but my consciousness through the Santa Muerte and shit, as well as this Maria Paraffin, Tavares, and all of that would be too fucking way for them for me to be able to do anything. They're gonna manipulate something. I feel it in the spirit plane to put it on my help, and it's not them. That's why all of that evil shit needs to be gotten rid of. They did something where they took over my fucking consciousness months ago. I had some good people in the spirit plane try to help me out. But I'm looking at it, and my father did too at one point. Just like when he saw how physical that old wetbag bitch is in the whatchamacallit plane. And she shouldn't be like that, feeding off my energy, my nubile, body, my strength and all of that. I don't like that shit. And this wetbag bitch feels free to keep doing it. It's the Illuminati that's giving her that power. You can use 1248 hertz on them. 2160 hertz, I think, can also work on them because they're evil motherfuckers. But you can go and get counsel with the demiurge. I mean, with Anubis and them. And there's somebody else I can't remember. Dan Aykroyd come and help me out. It was this entity here that pulled him out. That's the thing, having all this shit, evil shit, call itself helping you. Keeping you stuck under heavy curses. Meanwhile, other people who curse me, they're not chided by their own spirit team for fucking helping. And I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. And it just seems like an ongoing thing. That's why I say, fuck it, we got frequency, I'm gonna make it work. I got them little roach spirits. That's the only things that I got trying. And doing what my higher to highest selves, I almost want to drive docks, are supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be hemmed up with this shit every single fucking day, man. I mean, motherfuckers can find a way around this shit. It's just, to me, it's fucking blatantly unnecessary. Living, nice, they can be themselves. I can't do that. I was trying to, I'm looking at it. I'm having my fucking astral body parts be taken from me, be divested from me without my permission. It's just, to me, the iniquity of the audacity of the iniquity of it. It's not right. It's not right. I'm not a bad person. And then to have this bitch using the power of the demiurge and all that shit. Again, the Egyptian gods. And there was somebody else I named as well that got jurisdiction over them. I can't think of their name off the tip of my tongue. I'm going to do an article in the future. This bitch feels like she felt this arrogant, wetback, fucking illegal motherfucker. Her Archangel Michael's name, I believe, is Juan Vargas, Raul Vargas. Her daddy's name while alive. The lower self was Raul Vargas. Take it for what it's worth, 694, 695, because I'm really trying to find out her name. I'm going to try to figure it out today. I'm going to try to find out what her name is, as fucked up as my third eye is. It's all this shit, I feel something happen. I can't have one fucking thought. The minute I have an intrusive thought, it breaks something. The spirit, so some got to give. You know, the other night I was trying to put my parents back together, but this wetback bitch feel like fucking Teflon Don. And all, you know, I had my past life father who was Swedish. You know, part of my incarnation, you know, my higher self is a mixture of the Swedish past life, along with the Ashkenazi Jewish, my grandmother. You know, I feel like things could be a lot better. With that being said, he was saying, that's an evil wetback bitch to be going after somebody merely because of the color of their skin. And I know who my past life father was, the Swedish one. Very, very beautiful man. So them wetbacks, you know, take advantage of, you know, people from my Vietnamese past life, beautiful fucking people. You know, that take away their powers. You know, some were Shaolin monks. I know that there was a long line of Japanese samurai. They don't play. They were whipping the fuck out of Baron Samedi one day. You were scared to go anywhere near them. Them Vietnamese, them Asians, I respect. I'm going to give myself some Buddhist beads in the future. I respect the fuck out of them because they got the occult, you know, cognizance of spirituality down pat. They got the truth. You know, they all, like in Buddhist beads, they have demons that tear up any, you know, adversarial blocks. I got to get this wetback bitch the fuck out. You know, I was playing the frequency, but that might, you know, fuck up my soul consciousness even more. And I feel her doing something to the back of my consciousness to where I don't know what the fuck is going on. You know, like she owns me. I keep hearing her say, I insist on you being a slave. I want you to stay a slave and all this other craziness. Something got to give. I can't live like this. You know, that was scary to hear that. You know, I heard that with that phone call. That was scary. That means I ain't in my body, and I keep getting extricated out of it. That's what Santa Muerte does. She'll remove people out their bodies. You can use 295 hertz to put people back together in situations like that. 295, which is best, combined with 695 hertz if she makes any alterations. 1135 hertz, along with you know, them frequencies could put you back. You know, there's always soul contracts. Nobody, unless you agree to it, can really take your shit and take you over. Unless you have, like, you ain't got the greatest spiritual protection. Mine's is pretty fucking good and ride or die with the road spirits. And to some degree, Baron Samedi. And my parents, they tried. Despite their circumstances, I really want them out them hell realms. So use, looked like somebody was on the roof. 3517 hertz to put them back together. Napoleon and Linda Williams Jr. Napoleon Williams Jr. and Linda Williams. You know, use, I don't even know where my Swedish past life daddy is. With permission by the demiurge, they keep hiding them in the spirit plane. You know, use 694, 695 hertz, add zeros at the end and the beginning to find out where the fuck they are. They keep hiding them. You know, 1150 hertz works as well. You know, them evil ass motherfuckers, this entity here, something, wetbacks and all of that did something to fuck it up. To where I can't use that frequency to find shit. And that's fucked up. So with that being said, the biggest obstacle is the sun. And I feel like you're coming across major hindrances and blocks. All right, so we're coming across the sun. Fucking evil ass shit. Somebody want to make a deal. With that being said, I feel like the obstacle position for you is the sun. And you stuck in a place where there's a lot of hardship, there's a lot of blockages. You don't have motherfuckers trying to help you out. You got a lot of rejection. Currently, right here, you're in the energy of the Chariot. You're moving in a very, very good, perspicacious direction. And you're trying to move in a direction that's propitious for you. And you're making calculated decisions and taking calculated risks. Ten of Swords. I feel like you're going to get to a point, but make sure you don't fall or succumb to deception. That's one of my favorite words that I learned when I was a kid. I shouldn't be in this predicament. I don't want to be anybody else but me. Tighten this, okay. And all I ever wanted, I don't give a fuck about money. It's my people, my family, to be happy. I got the perfect family. Could be the perfect life. I was happy living on the PCH. I was happy living in the van. Just being me. Ten of Swords. So subconscious position, we got the Eight of Pentacles. And I feel that you're at an energy you're learning about a situation, but you already know. You already know what's going on. Three of Pentacles. Your goal position is to try to come to a head, a common ground with some really, really good people. It looked like a bear I just saw walking, but just like I saw my future self with red hair and all of that walking down the street with ether, following right behind the ether smoke, and then she dissipated. Knight of Wands is going to be your advice card, and that's to just go in, mete out justice, but do it intelligently. Always be smart about your shit. Don't act on capricious ass, flight of the moment, will o' the wisp type shit. That is the energy that surrounds you, and I feel like you in the place. I heard I was in her realm, and I felt it. I was shown it by her, by Baron Samedi. You're coming to a place where everything is going to work out. But I feel like you in a dead energy where you're being pulled to a bad place, but you're going to ultimately pull yourself out. King of Swords is your fears and your hopes card. And I feel that you're going towards an energy where you're going to get consultation from somebody who's a lot more powerful than you. And you're going to be able to ascertain knowledge on what to do in a certain predicament. Two of Wands is the outcome. Don't make a stupid decision, based on what's obvious, what seems to be plausibly right. Be smart in how you go about things. I'm not gonna do that. With that being said, if you want a more personalized reading, please contact me at ravenbyterror22@yahoo.com. Peace.